Hello everyone, welcome back to another KPC live, solo live. It is the 9th. Yeah, it's technically Monday morning here, 1:10 a.m. here in Seoul, South Korea. It's just past Sunday, and good to see y'all. So in today's live stream, we're going to do a lot of things. First and foremost, we're going to do the random selection for the 50 Amazon gift card giveaways that I promised from last week's event. I've already prepared for that, so we'll just go through that real quick. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, first and foremost, we're going to. So my laptop has suddenly played my live stream, so that means it is live now. Yeah, so anyways, we're gonna do the selection for the winners first, and then afterwards, we're gonna just do some chill talk. As I usually do on these weekend lives. And great to see y'all. Right now we have 60 people logged in. Hello everybody. If you can say hi in the chat, that will be appreciated, so that I can know where y'all are watching from. Let's see. Hi, Kat. Hello. And I see you guys have been just talking amongst yourself for a while. And let's see. Who else is here? Renato. Hello. Hi. And it's very weird because in the YouTube chat, I see Slav's name, but it's not appearing on my doc. So that's weird. And then I see CYKLXX. Hi, David from Singapore, but you're not appearing on the doc as well. So I guess this one is just like, maybe because there's too much chat, it's just filtering some of them. But it is what it is. Jim, hello. Chai Mei from Canada, hello. CT Lim from Malaysia. It's 12:12 a.m. here now. You gotta go to sleep soon, right? Girls Girl from Amsterdam, hello. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Mind Spasm. CC, hello from Australia. Ole, ole, ole. Why did I say Ola? Hello. Marilu from the Netherlands. Romies, excellence here as always. Ivica, hello. Austin, Texas. Skitty, Latvia. Wow, that's a new one. Kathy. Yeah. David correcting, yes. Nusa-chan from Bremen, Germany. I can't live without your lives, David. Wow. I got you hooked and addicted. From Germany, welcome everybody. Hello. Nana's World, hello from New Jersey. Yes. It's great to see so much diverse locations. That's why I chose to sacrifice my own life and do Sunday, Monday night lives. So just for the sake of trying to get everyone as much as possible to participate in the chat and just to talk with most of y'all, because usually when I do the lives with Anna, we do it at 10 a.m. in the morning because Anna and I can't, like, there's no reason we can't, but it's just like I guess it's just inconvenient for both of us. We can't group together during midnight. Like, either one of us will have to travel home and such. So, and also, like, I think Anna doesn't really prefer very late night times. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Anyways, so this time I figured out, I cracked the code. It usually suits most of y'all from the US, Europe, Asia as well. I know that a lot of people go to sleep very late, and it's during the weekend, so perfect timing, right? Yeah. One thing is, traditionally, social media wise, all the social media managers know this, and all the YouTube gurus always say this, but never when you're like doing a marketing campaign or promoting something or pouring in money into ads or doing a live stream, whatever. The golden rule is never do it on weekends. That's like the de facto rule, because usually people are out and about during the weekends, and the social media participation rate or activation rates plummet Because like even if you think about your own selves, like when you're going to church, when you're hanging out with your friends and family, or you're going to the supermarket or driving somewhere during the weekend, you rarely go on in Instagram or YouTube, right? So that's the traditional marketing rule, but I don't care because that just means I'll have the actual real toppings with me. Yeah, that are very, very loyal to the stream. And those are the people I want to talk with. Yeah, the quality of the conversation differs a lot from the weekdays. Yes. Hi from Japan. Nihonjin desu ka? Konbanwa. Weekends are better for me. Great to hear that. From North Carolina, Caroline. Crash override. So many of us are out of work or work at home now. Where is NL? It's 6:15. The Creative Mindful Heart. I like your ID. NL. Let me guess. NL. That's probably like a state, right? Nobody in the world abbreviates their country name like that. I've seen Singapore doing SG. Korea, like we don't say like hi from KR, right? So that's probably a US citizen. NL. It's usually N or S is like north or south, but I know that they have their own codes too. So NL, where is that? I have no idea right now. Maybe I'm just wrong. Western Australia, Maryland, Ireland. Okay. Netherlands? Really? Really? I have never seen anybody around the world that has used an acronym or abbreviation for their own country. Maybe it was just too long to type. Yeah, but Netherlands, okay. My first live. Hello, welcome. Okay, so first things first, you might want to watch last stream's live stream if you don't know what I'm talking about. I am doing a massive giveaway. Unfortunately, the window is closed because I gotta be punctual. Look who's talking. I gotta be punctual about like official events, so I am not going to accept any more participants. But we have garnered over 90 participants in the survey in the Google form. Thank you so much for participating. And yeah, so 50 people are going to be given the Amazon gift cards. They are worth $15 each. You have submitted your email addresses, so all I have to do is run it through a random selection generator and it will be selected. And for privacy purposes, I have already listed them up on ChatGPT. If you can see, let's see. So yeah, I don't want to reveal your addresses. So here you go. So this is the ChatGPT. We have 89 email addresses listed, and I've hidden all your addresses with all these like star shapes, right? It's for privacy purposes. How considerate am I? Like, I honestly don't think even if your accounts were like revealed fully, like nobody would actually care or have the sufficient information to hack somebody, but gotta be careful, right? So taking all precautions I can. And anyways, yeah, so I'll be scrolling down very slowly so that you guys know that I'm not faking or rigging this. Like, whoever entered knows that they've entered. If there is any if there's anybody out there that doesn't see their email, then let me know. I will personally give that person a $15 gift card because that's my fault, or it's ChatGPT's fault. But anyways, here are your accounts. Those are the 88 lucky people ChatGPT says. And yeah, you have more than a 60% rate. I guess it's 60%. No, like more than a 50. So 89 people, 50 gift cards. That's like more than 50 to 60% rate of winning a gift card. So let's go on. Let's do the roulette. Okay, randomly select 50 winners, 50 emails. So you guys know I can't rig ChatGPT, okay? So you better not be complaining in the comments like, oh, it's not fair, it's not transparent or anything, okay? So yeah, so let's go. Randomly select 50 emails. Let's go, let's go, let's go. ChatGPT, what are you doing? Analyzing. Okay. Okay, let's go, let's go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Okay, congratulations everybody who is getting generated here. If you see your ID, you have won. Okay, there you go. These are the 50 people. You have won, so I'll scroll down slowly so you can see your email addresses. You guys are the winners. Congratulations. I will send this over to the what is it? To the client, and they will send it to you by next week. No, this week. Yes. So let me just put this in a memo so that I don't forget. It's gonna be stored in ChatGPT anyways, but better be safe, right? So congratulations everybody who won the $15 gift card. Easiest $15 you will ever earn in the world. So congrats to you guys. Yes, congrats y'all. You must have missed the stream last week then. Oh, too bad. Well, I put up a notice on my announcement board too. So, well, if you want good stuff, KPC is where to go. So sorry you missed out, but congratulations to the 50 people. Congrats. Woo! Okay, we got that. We got that out of the way. Now let's go on into the real show. So, like, I mean, I didn't really prepare anything, but like, I am kind of scared right now. You gotta help me out. Like, please cheer me up or give me some energy, bright energy, because right now, as you know, it's 1:20 a.m. in the morning in Korea, and I walked all the way from my house to the studio here at like 12 because, so today, like my day was like this. Yesterday, I finished editing a new street interview series, which is now uploaded on Patreon. Yes, it has just been uploaded on Patreon. So go check that out if you're a patron. $5 for early access to all content and K-pop reactions every month, and also $10 for exclusive podcast. A scoop into my personal life. Patreon is the best way to support, and Patreon introduced a very interesting function. Now you can pay separately solely for that content only. So that's pretty genius. So if you want to go check out my Patreon, scroll through it. I have like more than, I don't know, 80 content in the archive. So if you see something interesting and you just want to watch that single one, you can pay $3 for that single content. Anyways, yeah, go support me on Patreon if you can. But yeah, I was editing the street interview for the whole night. I had to export it multiple times because of various reasons. Editing a video is not easy, I will say. So yeah, I spent the whole night, and then I slept here. My back hurts because, like, you see that dent over there? Like, apparently my back was placed there when I was sleeping, so when I woke up, I wasn't really feeling good, and then I did stretching and all, and then it was like 2 p.m. when I woke up. And then I went out for like kimbap lunch. There's a really nice $2 kimbap place right in front of my place, and it's really very, very famous, only known to locals, but the locals line up, and this place sells out by like 2 p.m.-ish. Like, it starts at 10 p.m., it sells out at 2 p.m., they just close business. They're like, we're done for today. And they even have like a kimbap wrapping machine, like jing, and I guess the secret is the ingredients and like the 손맛, we call it 손맛, the hand taste. Although it's done by, although the wrapping is done by the machines, the placement of the ingredients and like the sesame oil and all that is done manually. Anyways, I got some kimbap and then ate some cup ramen from the 편의점, the CVS, and yeah, came back, and then I did some more work here. I did some more like business stuff. I need to prepare for a sponsorship. This Tuesday, I'm going to Yeosu, which is a place in Jeollado in Korea. I'm going to film like a workation kind of sponsored content for DKDKTV, and I'm going with Sangwoo. Remember Sangwoo last time when he was doing the Piki dance? So yeah, he's gonna follow me, and we're just going on that business trip for 1 night, 2 days. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. I will arrive on Wednesday. So I think I might not be able to do the joint live with Anna because it's on. I gotta go on Tuesday, so I'll have to figure something out with her tomorrow. But anyways, after that, I was kind of exhausted because like I didn't get good quality sleep. I was just like working throughout the whole night and Saturday, and looking on Instagram, everyone was having so much fun. Like they were at festivals, clubs, lounges, traveling, Hawaii, all that shit. So I was like, oh, I'm depressed. I need to go get some fresh air. And then I went out, like, and there's like this nice walk behind my house. The place I went walking with Lana. I went on a date with her. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. A lot of people actually thought I was like flirting or very nervous or trying to like, you know, rizz her up or anything in the comments. It's so funny. And they were like shipping me, and some people were like, Anna's gonna be jealous. Anna's not gonna like this. I ship you. I think Anna and you get better and all that kind of stuff. It's hilarious. But anyways, go check out that video if you haven't yet. You gotta check that out. In the recent podcast episode, let me know if you've watched that. So yeah, I did reply to a bunch of like comments today as well, because that's my daily routine. So if you look here, this is the podcast episode I did with Lana. If you haven't checked it out yet, and it's really nice. So yeah, go check. Oh, we went straight on to the Piroso ad. But yeah, Subini and I. We appeared together, and then there was I went on a date with Lana. 10K on this one, not bad, but I would like to do it better. Prefer to do, there's like meme edits and all, so go check it out. We even go to like a cafe and have fun. Yeah, so you're missing out if you haven't watched this, Subini, and we talk about like dating briefly as well. So yeah, go check that out. Anyways, yeah, so back to the story. I went back home. I was walking in the park for a while. I just sat there and just like gazed, people watching. I like to do people watching, like, you know, what people are doing. People were just having their normal Sunday afternoons, evenings, walking their dogs, you know, baby strollers, working out, all that. And then I got some nice vitamin D, and I went home as the sun set down. And my grandma prepared some food for me because she likes doing that. It was steak. Wow, that was nice. It was Korean style steak. Like, no shade on my grandma, but obviously she doesn't know how to cook a steak like Western style. That's how I like it. We don't have ingredients like butter or anything prepared in our house. It's just like obviously the meat itself is the same, right? It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same cow beef, but the way we grill it, if you go to Korean BBQ, they just grill it, and it's not like a steak kind of technique. Like, you don't pour like the butter on top, and you don't like, you know, rest it or like do like the flips and stuff and eat it medium rare and all that kind of stuff with the what are those on the side, like little greens. I ate it Korean style. I saw like little short movie on YouTube. It was pretty interesting. Came back for this. I took a nap and then walked my dog, then got ready for the live stream, meaning I showered, and then came back to the studio. And because it's Monday morning, everybody's getting ready for work, right? So they're gonna get as much rest and sleep as they can before they start a new long week. I really respect 9 to 5 workers. Like, I don't even remember the last time I've done that, but when I did it, I remember I kind of hated it. So yeah, I'm not gonna complain anymore about my life. But it has pros and cons. As you can see, like, I'm like just trapped in my own studio, always eating here, like staying here all alone, pulling all-nighters and stuff. But anyways, yeah, I told that long story just to like share my life, but also lead up to this very scary thing. I know it's a very petty detail. Tell me if it's scary or not. I arrived and I was going to go to the convenience store right in front of the office, and I tried to open the door. It was closed, and obviously the worker was at the bathroom or something. I was like, okay, missed opportunity. I have only 5 minutes left to the live, so I just ran to the studio. I arrived here, and then I remembered, oh, yesterday night I had a 2+1 Pepsi Cola in the fridge. So I drank 2 yesterday, and I definitely have 1 more left. And then I was like, nice save. I didn't have to buy it after all, because I wanted to just buy some Pepsi. And I opened the fridge and then took it out. And kid me not, like, this is not fake at all. It's half drunk. Somebody, I don't want to assume this, but I swear to God, this was a new bottle. And when I pulled it out like 5 minutes before the stream, I was like, what? And then I just looked around, and I hope to God that nobody is in this space but me. Like, I'm not lying. I know for a fact that this was a new Pepsi, and it's half gone. Am I tripping? Like, is there a possibility that I opened a new one among the 3 Pepsis yesterday, and then I drank a new one and put the half-filled one in the fridge? That would be the most plausible and most wanted outcome right now. But you know, when I do live streams at night, just to set the mood, I put these like lights on, and like I put the lights off of the whole studio. My studio is pretty big, so it's pretty spacious, and it gets pretty scary at night. And I got the chills when I pulled this out from the fridge, and I was like, for an instant, I got like those like tingles on my body, and I was like, no way, like, what is happening? So then I just realized, okay, beyond the horror phase, like realistic concerns started to hit me, and I just realized my whole life savings and my assets are literally just here in the studio, meaning my PC, my Mac, my hard drive, my external hard drive, like all my life's work and data that I need for months, that takes care of my living, and all the sofas, the whole studio itself, and all the stock for Piroso over there at Jin's side. Everything is just here, and we have an electronic doorknob, like the number system, which all Korean houses and offices have. But then, like, it just hit me. Maybe I should take like more precautions, because if someone can literally just sneak in here like this just gave me a wake-up call. I don't know, this is very suspicious and scary, so it freaked me out, and honestly I'm very scared right now. But yeah, I had to do what I had to do the live stream, and at least if there is someone here and that person decides to like take me on or something, it's going to be recorded on the stream. And I don't want to imagine anything scary, but yeah, I swear to God, if I hear like the door unlocking, somebody running out, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that is going to be very scary. Oh, thank you for the PayPal. Wealth. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Pizza. Yeah, PayPals will make me less frightened, but yeah, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. Oof, I got the chills. Like, I don't know. So, I'm gonna test this live, whether this is open or not. Yeah, let's see. Before we go on, let's read some comments. I love that date video. Lana's really pretty. Lana's so beautiful. Yeah, she is. She's half half. Yes, she's not Korean. She's Russian and Tatar. And caught the live. Yay! Hello, Den. Heard the podcast episode with Lana and Subini. Enjoyed it. Thank you. What? Yeah, it's scary, right? What? I missed the 2+1 deals from the Pyeonijum. Yeah. I only buy 1+1 or 2+1. It was Jin. No, it is not Jin. I don't think it's Jin. Well, he is a mad Pepsi lover. I'm not gonna lie, he orders like 32-liter bottles of Pepsi. It's already stored there in his side. That's because it's like more economic. Like we can order from Coupang. You don't have to like hassle to go to the supermarket yourself and lift it up 3 floors. I feel bad for the Coupang delivery guys, but that's their job. And I myself ordered like 16 2-liter bottles of water over there. But yeah, you sleepwalk, bro? No way. No, that you caught me. It was me. No, you probably did know the Pepsi mystery. For sure, you forgot that you drank for me. I want to believe that is true, but I really, really have no memory. Like, because my actions, like, if you just trail back on what I did. I came from the convenience store. There were three Pepsis. I put 2 in the fridge because I don't want them to get hot. I drank one, and then the middle of the night, I drank one too. I pulled one out and drank one. So there's no reason for me to like interchange them while one's in the fridge and one's in front of my desk. Like that just doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, maybe it's just a ghost that likes Pepsi. Also, assets, those are just things you need to work. Just add a secret code and everything. Well, even if, like, my MacBook is, like, there is a code and stuff, and there is, like, a 2FA for all the accounts. But it's not going to save my $4,000 MacBook, right? Good idea to list all your treasures on stream. Well, it's not a secret. Like my cameras, my gear, my hard drives, that's basically my life. Set a spy cam in your studio. So a funny thing is, Sangwoo, my editor, you've seen last time, who did the Piki Piki dance. I was very surprised he did that. He rents out his house because, like, the economy nowadays. He rents out his house. He's decorated really well. And he rents it out to like independent movie makers or web drama makers or whatever. And I heard it's pretty lucrative, you know, like per day he rents it out as like $200-$300. So even if he gets like 3 or 4 rentals each month, and he just has to vacate it for like a day. He stayed 1 day in the studio last time. That's why I got to know. That adds up to like an extra $1,000. So yeah, he's doing that, and of course it's his personal house, and a lot of people are coming in and out. So he obviously installed a spy cam, and yeah, it was very interesting. Like he had like multicam modes, and he could like see whether people were taking stuff and not. And obviously it just records the footage to prevent any kind of robbery. And the downside is, like, the first thing he said when he went home was that there's hell of a lot of, you know, long hair on the ground, because they obviously aren't going to clean the floor before they go, right? So there was a lot of dirt, there was a lot of like hair on the ground, and he had to clean all of that. But I guess that's what you have to deal with if you're charging your house for like $300 rental, right? So yeah, maybe I need one of those. I don't think it's really necessary, but I feel like our password is pretty easy. So let me change it to a slightly more hard one. Even so, people could literally just like barge in by breaking the lock. So that's kind of scary. You live in Korea, you're fine. That's true. That's true. Sarah, hello. It's really late in Australia, but I'm glad to catch your live stream. Hope you're doing well and getting lots of rest. Not getting lots of rest. I don't know if I'm doing well, but thank you regardless. Yes, you need a camera, I guess. Do you share the space with anyone else? Maybe Jin or his friend drank it. So Jin has full access to this place. Hangwoo, my editor, has access. He was verified to be at home. I haven't spoken with Jin yet, but because he has no reason to come and drink my Pepsi. And Anna has access. It's only those three people. None of them would come and drink my Pepsi. And you know those scary stories, like where like these CCTV footages were revealed of like this weird guy that used to crawl down from the bathroom vent to the apartment room house underneath, and then he would just eat all the stuff from the refrigerator, and he would just climb back to his house. I guess he was like mentally ill or something, but that was a real case in Korea, and that just gave me the chills. And yeah, it's scary, very scary. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Impossible happens every day. It was Anna. Anna came all the way here in the middle of a Sunday night. Yeah. Sangwoo, the star of the last live stream. So if you haven't rewatched, or if you haven't completed our last live stream, rewind. Like, go to the end 3 minutes or 5 minutes. That was the best. Yeah. Oh, shocker. A Korean man installed another secret security camera. Uh-oh. Maybe there's already a hidden camera in here in my studio. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the password being pizza. How did you know? Was it that obvious? Hello from Latvia. A lot of people watching from Latvia today. I'm speaking from years of experience. You have just encountered a side effect of aging. It's all down from here. I'm dead serious. Impatient procrastinator. Oh, I love your account name because I can relate to that a lot, and I love your perspective. I'm speaking from years of experience. Side effect of age. Yeah, let me just believe it like that and call it a day. Like, yeah, peace of mind. Yeah. Danny snuck in and drank it and no one knew because you guys look so similar. What? Just open the damn bottle. Okay, like, let me open the bottle. If it has, like, the sound, then it's a malfunction and somehow it evaporated. Oh, it's open. Yeah, see? Like, no way this... Oh, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like the... What do you call it? The fresh bottle open, but... What if there's something in this? What if someone put something in this? Should I drink it? Should I drink it? Should I drink it or not? Yes, this senior moment. You have paranormal... Don't say that kind of stuff. That scares me. Maybe it's time to eat more ginkgo nuts to improve your memory. Does that improve my memory? I heard that playing chess or any kind of card game improves your memory and prevents dementia. Don't drink it. No, don't do it. No. Don't. I wouldn't. You gotta throw it away. Do it. A member is saying do it. Drink it. I wouldn't risk it. Toss it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a Pepsi, but I am very, very thirsty now, and I don't think I would quench my thirst with the water. But yeah, it's kind of suspicious, so I won't drink it. I don't think. Yeah, I'll drink it. You were the one who drank from it to begin with. Just do it. People being realistic and frustrated, and some people being like, you know, I can see all your like tendencies, like your personalities and characters. Like, how would you do risk management in life? How would you approach business or things? You know, some people might be like, nah, F it, you know, let's just go on. And some people will be like, what's like let's not risk it. And what if there's like a 1% chance or something like that? Okay, like that was the water dripping. Smell it. I did smell it. There's nothing weird about it, but I won't take the chance. Yeah. We will be witnesses. What good is it if you be witnesses and I'm dead? Don't stress much, David. It could be that you have been having too much stress. That can happen in life. Yes, that's true. It was a very busy night after all. Okay, I'm just gonna open a new bottle of water then and drink that. Ah! 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 He's getting sniped up. Are you okay? Someone go check up. R.I.P. and so quiet. The intruder got him. David, stop playing. Yeah, I just felt playful for a while. Did I actually get some of you? I was calmly waiting for you to come back. Oh, remember the story Don't Cry Wolf? Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, that actually gave me the chills. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna have this in my hands. I'm just gonna have this in my hands, just in case. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this in arm length. Yes, just because it's a little bit spooky around here. And let's see if I have anything I can weaponize. Yeah. Thought you got attacked, Victor. Sorry. I thought you fell off a chair or something. Oh my gosh. The lack of sleep is now starting to show. Did you lock your door? Yes, it locks automatically. But honestly, I don't really like check every time. I just slam it and then just go my way. So, yeah, definitely some people are gullible. Print out a talisman. A talisman is not going to help if it's like supernatural. A cross is going to help in my case. I already have my cross with me all the time, so yeah. Let's face it, it was you all along. Yeah, I pretty much think it was. Late night insanity. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then I have something to show you guys, of course. Of course, I have something to show you guys. Let's see. Piroso! Well, now you can buy this t-shirt. We have printed new stock. So it's in now, so you can buy our t-shirt now. I'll fix this to not sold out anymore. And also, if you go to our shop new in from Modern Shop, we have new, very, very beautiful bags from Teeny Tiger I showed you the last time. So Jin worked very hard to get them on our store. This is a really nice brand, interesting brand. This is Seoul. It's a Seoul printing logo on it. And it's a very sturdy bag over here. And yeah, go get it if you want it. And we have very princessy looking bags over here too, but if you look very carefully, it has like Korean designs on it in a very subtle way, so that it doesn't look very too like Eastern or anything. So we have these bags on our store now. This black bag looks very elegant in my opinion. Wait for the buffering, so you can see like these little designs, little patches on the bag. So this is like a Korean hanbok ribbon, so it looks very nice, right? We have the size guide over here, so go check it out. The brand is called Teeny Tiger. We're going to get more and more products from this brand. This is the mother of pearl bag, so this is very shiny. And this is like an echo bag, so look at, wow. Look at the interesting design over here. These are deer, and we have the cranes, and the mountains, and the sun and moon, and the pine trees. So, looks really nice, right? So go check them out. These were my favorite. The others are like, you know, okay, it's not my taste, but looks pretty much okay. Yeah, right? If you like flower petals and flower patterns and all that. So go check them out, guys. These are our latest product. So, yeah. There you go. And, yeah, the good news is the pre-order is just really, really successful right now. Thank you so much for all your purchases and your support. Yeah, so the pre-order will begin soon. I think we have over like, I think 60 to 70 orders. So thank you so much for all the love, and we will ship it to you safely and swiftly. Do you offer DHL shipping to Australia? I am not sure on the shipping company itself, but I do know that you can select an express shipping option and it will go very fast. Even if you don't select express shipping, excluding weekends, it usually arrives within like 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, the light blue one also looked nice. So go check out Piroso over here. We have new products. Sip of Night, yeah, this one too. Very unique jar. It's a glass. It's a glass for like wine and stuff. You can roll it over and stuff. Yeah, very, very unique stuff. So we're getting more and more unique stuff in our shop, and I'm very proud of it. And these are now displayed in those cooking classes I've been telling you about. So yeah, we're getting to places. Our business is launching off. So thank you so much for the support. And this is like a midterm project for me, but I am in the works of making my own website right now. I'm comparing like which kind of web tools I should use. Like there are different hosting services, like whether I should use like Squarespace, just Shopify, or WordPress. I'm not going to use; it's too complicated. Hostinger, like all these different websites. There's also Wix. But yeah, I'm just probably gonna archive my content there, like put like what kind of service I can provide, like influencer marketing or content consultation, and also put my shop in the site as well. And if you want any like if you want like a branded deal or sponsorship, you could contact me through that site. So I just want like that, you know, that 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 hub. Yeah, I just want that hub for all business stuff. So working on that. I don't know when it's going to happen because I have so much content that I need to put out. Content is always priority. Yeah. Will it fit my baggage? Are you in Korea right now? What are you talking about? Well, everything I showed you, they are not that bulky, so it will probably fit in your baggage. Yes. This YouTuber Ben Dean in Korea had a crazy stalker break into his place and held him hostage. What? Guy wanted to steal his. What? That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, express shipping to Australia would be 200. Is there a reason why Australia shipping is like expensive? Congrats, Speedoso. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. So I'm very happy with the progress we are making. I don't know if I can share this, but whatever. They're not going to watch it. We've partnered up with a project group that is coming soon. It's consisted of different members from different groups. And they are produced by Danny's company. And because we have the connection, they will be using some of our products, hopefully, in their music videos and web dramas. And this was not through connection. It's under the umbrella of like a big conglomerate funded project. And we applied fair and square. We did all our like paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And we got accepted, so we'll be able to showcase our products. Not technically our products, but like our Piroso tee is going to be worn by one of the idols, and it's going to be in their music videos, web dramas, their online content as PPLs, and they're going to list it on their Shopee platform, which is mostly targeted for Southeast Asian markets. And Vietnamese or Indonesian influencers, TikTokers are going to like try to like sell it on their online commerce lives and all that. So that's a very fun opportunity coming up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ben now never shows any trace of where his apartment is or looks like. Whoa. Yeah, that would be pretty scary. You know, I think the fact that it happened to a male, like usually females are easier targets. So when Anna was doing her collaboration with Jerry, which I connected, Jerry was doing like these introducing my house series, and then I said like Anna lives alone. She lives in Gangnam, so you know, pretty nice place, realistic. So then they filmed it, and then I was like, be careful, like, you know, you don't want to show your location or like outside the window or something, because like there are literally, this is crazy. I've been scrolling through Instagram, and you know, like algorithm gives you random stuff, and this person, I don't know what his name is. I don't know if he's a YouTuber or not, but he's literally giving a random picture of anything, and he finds it in a whim. Like the video I watched was like he found like he was given like a random picture from his subscriber, real time. Like, this is the restaurant I'm in right now, and he took a picture of the restaurant's table, and there was a flower on it and some surrounding hints. And I don't know how, but like he pinpointed where that was in like a matter of minutes. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, he first started at like looking at zooming into the languages. He like, upscaled the footage, and then started with all that. He geolocated that stuff, and then saw like the brands, like Google imaged like the brands or products that were in the footage, the video and stuff, and then he saw the manufacturers, where they're located, and then all the menus, like what kind of food there was, and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy if you just look at that. It's just crazy. And people in the comments were like, "What is the FBI not doing in recruiting him?" Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I know who you're talking about. His vids always go viral. He can locate which hotel by a random napkin. Exactly. That was pretty crazy. By the way, you looked great in that video with Lana. Nice job acting relatively normal while around her. Okay. Love from Bhutan. Keep growing. Thank you so much. KPC, hope your channel blows up before 2025. Yeah, that we only got 3 months left, but fingers crossed. Or just a wallpaper, he can locate which hotel and which room. Yeah, right? Like, I don't know where to even start. I would not know where to even start. But my place would be just too easy to locate, honestly. For real. It would be just too easy. Yeah. Is he the guy who plays Geofinder? They always have a version of that for Legend of Zelda Breath... What? Of the Wild. Geofinder. Okay. I don't know. That guy is crazy. Yeah. Okay, so since we've gone through like the important stuff, go check out Piroso. If you use the code KPC, you get a 10% discount. If you've used it before, I'm sorry, you can't reuse it. Maybe use make another account with your mom's ID or something. I'm giving you all the loops, but yeah, use the KPC coupon code, 10% off of your entire purchase. Go get that, and yeah, so let's go on into some juicy stuff. Oh, we got a purchase. Thank you so much. Oh, someone already ordered the signature black bag. Okay, great. As long as you cover the window view and just have a wall with decor in the back, it feels safer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The day before, over dinner, I was watching the Zodiac movie again, and it's one of the best movies. But when I first watched it, I was pretty young, and it was pretty boring because like the suspense it just gradually grows throughout the whole movie, and then at the end it becomes very interesting. But it's a very interesting movie. And I know that I learned that the Zodiac killer was one of the like most infamous serial killers in the United States back then. Who knows, like was it the 80s or something, or way before, in California. And he never got caught. But I went through the whole Wikipedia threads and stuff and researched on who potentially was the most accurate like criminal, and everyone has a theory, and there is pretty much a consensus on who the Zodiac killer was at the end. He actually was like pinpointed by the police, but they didn't have like hard evidence, so they couldn't like jail him or anything. But that the most the most possible killer, he died from a heart attack before his like hearing or something. So we never really got to know the truth, but all the evidence just points to him. And even if he's not the killer, the actual Zodiac particular, that guy would have been long dead by now because of the lifespan. So it's one of those cases that never got solved, but yeah, it's a very interesting movie. It goes on for a long time, and there's some really nice actors in it, like all the household names like Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, and yeah, it's good to see them as something different than Iron Man and Hulk. And then there were other actors as well. The main actor, who is the main actor? He's the cartoonist who tries to dig up. He's Jake Gyllenhaal, I think. Yeah, but very nice actors, very nice acting. Yeah, so go check it out. He was never caught and taunted the police and investigators. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, let's get out of this like scary story realm. Like, ask me some questions, guys. Friendly questions about Korea, and let's do the good old Q&A sessions. Reddit decrypted one of his letters before the FBI could. Yeah, I saw that too. And the fact that his first letter or something was cracked by like a historian or like a math teacher in a random high school in the States. Yeah, I heard that most of his letters are not still, like, they haven't cracked the code. But the case is closed, so who knows if they're ever going to do it or not. I'm pretty sure people are doing it for fun out there. Hi from Italy, personal shopper. Hello. Yeah, so ask any questions about Korea or my life or anything, and I will answer it before I go home. I intend to do this live stream for, I guess, 30 more minutes. So ask your juicy questions. Last time, I think it wasn't even a question. I kind of went down the rabbit hole of my whole like real estate story and like inheritance fees and the frustrating situation. And that went on for an hour, so let me be very selective. Yeah. Get your address blurred out on Google Maps. Open Google Maps, find and open the 360 photo that violates the Google Maps image acceptance and privacy policies. Click report problem and complete form. Really? Oh, okay. Interesting information. Yeah, I was never like a very like privacy, like information sensitive kind of guy. So I was like, you know, if a hacker gets my information, what's he gonna do with it? I don't even have money. So, like, if a person comes to my house, assuming that I'm not there, I'm absent, there's nothing to steal anyways. It's sad, but that's the truth. Yeah. Yeah. But then I was watching, like, over dinner today again, I was watching these videos of, like, this Korean American guy fighting with a Korean American server at a boba place. And it was a body cam footage of the police, and they were quarreling. Like, the guy was like, you know, we ordered this boba, it was so bitter, I came to this place to complain, but then I asked her to taste it, and she refused, and she was being very rude to me, and she used the F word, and things escalated and stuff, and he's causing a scene. And the worker was like, I will not taste that, why do I have to taste it? I offered to make another drink for you. And they were like, you know, doing all that, and then the worker said, like, he tried to like throw the drink at me, he made a gesture like that, so she called the police, and she was crying and all. And basically the police was like saying, like, you're a grown-ass man, don't make a fuss over a drink, like, just get the new drink and go. But the grown-ass man was like, I'm 68, I don't deserve this kind of customer service. As a customer, I have the right to complain. She used very rude words at me, they ganged up on me, and the other two workers tried to like drive me away from the cafe and stuff. And it was like a whole shit show, but I really got sucked into it, and then I watched it. So at the end, like, it was very entertaining, and a lot of people were like bashing the old guy about it. But anyways, where I was getting to was like I was very curious. I googled this afterwards. Like, how do people, these YouTube channels, how do they obtain these body cam footages from the police? Because, you know, like even in the footage itself, like the daughter of the old man was shouting to a pedestrian who was walking by, like filming the scene. Like she was like, "Why are you filming? You're," and then like, "Let me get my lawyer." And the police officer was like, "It's a public place, it's okay." But then like she was like, "This is a sensitive situation. If you upload that anywhere, it's gonna be defamation and stuff." And she was saying stuff like that. So I kind of agree with that, because like it's a scene, and you don't want to be publicly humiliated. And of course, I guess if you're related to the case, you can have the access to the footage for like evidence or like proof or whatever. But like these YouTubers are pulling all these body cam footages from all these different kind of people, all these different cases from all different states, and they're uploading it on their YouTube channels and like capitalizing off of it. And I was like, I just really want to understand how that is legally possible, because they're putting like ordinary people's faces on the internet without their consent, and they're like capitalizing out of that. And they're mostly like crime related or like very sensitive situations, right? So I was like, how is that possible? And apparently I did a lot of Googling, and it differs from state to state, but like in general, like by US law, you have anybody can like openly request or access all the body cam footage from the policemen. And yeah, like, because I guess from an extension from that, if you're in a public space, you're allowed to film someone, and portrait rights or defamation or whatever doesn't apply, even if you upload it on the internet. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to understand the logic behind that, because if that happened in Korea, there would be a huge scene, there would be massive suing going on. But like, yeah, I saw this like body cam YouTube, and they had millions of followers and so many body cam footages. So that was very interesting. Freedom of Information Act in the US. Yeah, but like I understand like the US is all about freedom and freedom of speech and all that, but like looking at those body cam footages, like if I were the person in that footage, and let's say I was humiliated, I'm being humiliated by the whole world, right? Like someone's putting my footage up there, which didn't have my consent. Wouldn't there be a way to sue that person or take that footage down if I don't want it to be on the internet? Because I don't know how the laws work, but in my perspective, that just sounds a little bit one-sided. You know, especially if that random YouTuber is like capitalizing out of my situation and out of my portrait rights and all that. So that is very like a tricky subject that would not fly in Korea at all. Yeah. In America, the body cam footage can't be requested. That's very, very interesting. That is very interesting. So I wonder what happened afterwards, because that video went viral. It's also even reached Korea right now, and it's getting millions of views. And that woman in the video footage was very sensitive about her own like portrait rights and like the fact that she was being filmed. But imagine when she finds out that it's on the internet, and like people are bashing her entire family, and it's gonna stay there forever. Yeah, against her will. So I don't know. Public footage is public knowledge. That is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. Also have the freedom to sue. Okay. If you act crazy on camera, it's basically on you. Wow, that's very interesting. So there are cases like, okay, so you know, Korea portrait rights, like even in public areas, it doesn't apply. Like, you know, the person can request, if it's against your will, you can request to take it down, and you have to follow that unless you have like consent. Unless the organizer of the whole event, or like if it's a massive festival, they usually have signs saying that from this zone and on, people are going to be filming stuff, and even if you're uploaded on the internet, like you have agreed to be filmed because like it's inevitable, right? So I've seen those kind of signs, but like just in random public places like the park or like the streets, you know, if you're filming, people will be like they're covering their faces, or they'll be like actually complain to you and stuff. So there was one case where someone, like, there's a lot of cases actually. So you know these like street walking videos, right? They go around like Hongdae or Apgujeong or wherever it's hot, Itaewon, and then they just film like booties and like hot girls. They follow them. I think that's very sketchy too. But they get a lot of views from that. And if you see those videos, they don't blur out any of the faces, and that's all against the law. So if I was caught in that video, I would technically request him to like blur it out, or I could actually have the right to like take it down or sue that person. It's going to be very hard because like YouTube doesn't really cooperate to a micro level. But technically you could do that if you had a lot of power. But the problem with that, a lot of problems that occurred with like this public footages in Korea especially is because of affairs. And also couple culture, like, because I don't know why, but couples, like, I think this is universal. Couples don't want to be caught on footage and stuck there eternally when couples every day break up and meet new people and stuff. But if you're on a random footage and you're caught there and you're with the couple, like, you know, or you're hanging out with girls, you're flirting with girls, and you're caught in 4K and that's on YouTube, then people would want to take that down. And if like you're a married couple and because of that footage you get caught and it causes a divorce, well, I guess that's karma, but on a legal standpoint, that footage actually caused the catalyst for the it created the reasoning for the divorce, right? So like that person, I've heard a case that person sued the uploader, and the uploader had to compensate for the divorce fees and all that. So, in a sense, I think it does make sense. You know, I lean more towards the Korean law than the American law because, like, there needs to be a boundary somewhere, right? So, yeah. I think in most countries you have the right to film in public, but if you publish the footage, you can be sued if it was consensual. If it was not consensual, I guess. Yeah. Right, so you do have the option to sue, but how many people actually go through with it? Yeah. I guess you can sue then. I'm pretty sure then that woman sued the uploader, but he isn't gonna budge because like he's a huge YouTuber. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to some questions I'll ask. I'll answer some of them. But those body cam footages and the U.S. portrait rights and public filming law is very interesting. Where are the boundaries? Yeah. Like, where is the line of privacy? And, you know, like a public space is a public space, but that's a very gray line as well. You know, if you're in the vicinity of your house, like let's say you're in your backyard or somewhere, or like you're in a park nearby or somewhere, I don't know. Let's see. Is wealth inequality an issue everyday people talk about in South Korea? Yes, for sure. All we do when we gather is talk about stocks, Bitcoin, real estate, second jobs, gigs, businesses, salary, moving jobs to increase salary. Yeah, American stocks, Nvidia. I assure you, when guys meet, I think it's even, I don't know for girls, I can't speak on behalf of girls, but I'm pretty sure it might overlap a lot. At least for the guys, when we meet, it's 50%, the conversation is consisted on, 50% is at least consisted of that, and then the other stuff is like girls, or sports, or stuff like that, yeah. How did you feel after the date? Oh, the Lana one? Well, I was being all professional. I didn't want to make her uncomfortable and anything. I just wanted to like make a good vibe. So, yeah, I was just, I don't know. I was actually very nervous because I wanted to make a very comfortable vibe for her. Yeah. Late again, what did I miss? You missed the whole horror story of me suspecting a break into my office where I did not open this and drink this Pepsi, but in the fridge it was found like this way, so yeah. Your favorite Korean pastime game? Pastime game. That's like killing time? 끝말잇기? Yeah, 끝말잇기. That would be like is there a game like this in English? It's like phone. It ends with an E, so the next person says elephant ends with a T, and like threat ends with another T. But it would go on forever in English because there's like numerous words. But in Korean, it's like 삼겹살. You have to think of a word with like that syllable. 살, letter. 살림. That means like livelihood. 림. There's not a lot of words that start with lim. You could replace it with im or nim. So we would go like, nah, you can't replace lim with im. So you have to go with like lim or nim. Nimbus. Nimbus. And then s, you have to start with s. So steak. 크레용. 용기. It's like courage. 기술. Then that technology. 술병. Alcohol bottle. 병신. Moron. And then it goes on forever, and usually it ends when you can't think of a word. If you repeat the same words, then it usually ends, or if you're stuck with like a very hard syllable that no word starts with, they're usually those like killer words. So, yeah, you have to be very like skillful with your vocabulary. Yeah. How's your grandma? I haven't seen her in a while, but what they say, you know what they say, like silence is good. Yeah. Chuseok is coming up. Yes, next week is Chuseok. It's our Thanksgiving in Korea. When is the second date with Lana? Who knows? If she liked it, she might contact again. What are your thoughts on the Timon and WeMef liquidity crisis? It was a big Ponzi scam. You know, like they were just using money here and there from the whole companies and trying to block it. But it just exploded at the end. It's kind of like the subprime mortgage. Maybe it's not. It's similar in a sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar in a sense. When you are in the military, is it assignment to the DMZ something you can request? The DMZ, you mean the forefront? You have to request when you're applying for the military, or they randomly select you. Yes, there is a policy called 동반입대. That means you can take a friend with you. Like you can go to the military with a friend together, but you will be stationed at the line. Yeah, because a lot of people have problems adjusting and just getting used to a new environment with strangers, especially when there's like, you know, dynamics and the politics and power power struggles and all that. So it gives you a lot of comfort if you can enlist together with your friend. But because of that, they put you to like a more harsh area. Yeah, so introverts and not non-social people have a very hard time when they go to the military. Any news on the North Korea situation wanting to attack y'all? No, they have been sending a lot of balloons over. I've been getting the message every single day. But no realistic threats. How are you work-life balance-wise? It's more like work for me. But thanks for asking though. No life. Yeah, but I've already chosen this path. Yeah. I want to live a nice 40s and 50s and 60s and on. After serving in the military, what changes did you notice about yourself, if any? Well, when a guy goes to the military, that is your prime physique. You get your prime physique because, like, believe it or not, I had a six-pack too when I was in the military. I was very lean as well. I wasn't muscular or anything, but because you're lean, you can see the muscles and stuff, right? And then I was working out regularly because you have nothing else to do. In the military, inevitably, your physical condition just peaks because you wake up at 6 a.m., you start jogging, and you do these like gymnastics and whatever things for like an hour, and then you eat morning in like 7:30, you do some cleaning, and then you probably go on your duty or whatever for the whole day. You get lunch at a specific time, like 12 sharp, and then they give you some rest time, like, and then you do more work, and then after like 6 or 7 you're dismissed, so you get more rest. Usually during this time you go to the gym, or you just play table tennis, or you're reading comic books or whatsoever. You're just chilling for a while. And then during the nighttime, you also have to like get ready for sleep. So you all go to the bath together, or like you sweep. Cleaning is a huge part of military. Like you clean the whole base, and you do laundry every single day because hygiene is very important too. If you don't do it, you get like minus points and like punishment. So that it's a very routine kind of day. And then by 10. We do like those like assembly, or like, what do you call them? Attendance call moments. Like you all wait, and then the officer comes in and then, you know, inspects whether if your cabinets are clean or the floor is clean or whatever. You've taken care of the rotten food in the fridge or whatsoever. And yeah, after that, by 10, they just like turn off the lights. And then it's a repeat of that every single day for 2 years. Of course there's mental stress in between, but because your life becomes so routine forcibly, you eat every 3 meals on a set time, and they're all like well planned by a nutrition specialist, and you get exercise with a empty stomach every day at 6:30. Go jogging. You're always going to the gym and playing some kind of sports like soccer or whatever. So yeah, like, and then you learn discipline. So once you come out, you are basically a master of cleaning and laundry, folding laundry, and all that kind of stuff. Like you make your bed. So master of discipline, prime physique. And in my case, that went on for like, I think 6 months, even when I was discharged. It just felt so good. Like nowadays I don't do it, but like when I wake up, it was just in me. I would make my bed and all that. Because like, they wake you up with like this siren. It's like this wake up call. It's like the most annoying thing in the world. And when you wake up, within 30 seconds, you need to be able to make your bed. And it's not just like tidying your blanket and all. You need to fold it in a particular way. You need to fold it in 3 layers, and then it needs to be like very flawless. It needs to have like 90 degrees angles. You need to like pat it and like even it out, and then put your pillow on top of it and like brush off any hair if it's there, and then you need to like even out like your mattress, and then you present it like that. You stay in front of your bed, or you get summoned to like the main hall or outside in the training training grounds, and then the inspector goes around and sees all the beds and their conditions. If someone's blanket is like wrinkled and stuff, they write down names and give you like minus points and like extra work or whatever. So yeah, immediately you're tamed. You're like just conditioned. Like you hear that music, you wake up and you're half asleep, but you're like you're folding your blankets, and then you're getting changed into your like training outfit, and then you need to get assembled in the training grounds within like 5 minutes. So you need to all run down, and if someone's not awake, you all get punished. Your whole like squad gets punished at the same time. So it's like, yeah, a lot of factors. If someone in your like in your line, if one subordinate gets like a minus point, and then they get punishment altogether, we do like this, and then sit down, sit up, and then do like, squatting walks and all around circle through the training ground and stuff. Extra 10 rounds. So it was kind of like hell, but the effects of it to your body and mental health, I guess, in a way, is very healthy. Yeah. Let's see what you're saying. It would cost too much time and money to sue in America. Oh, for the body cam thing. Wouldn't the catalyst for the divorce be one of the partners flirting with their other people? Yeah, as I said, it's on them, but because that footage was released by a third person, legally, he is the one who, created that. So, like, the person also, the cheater also becomes a victim by that person. Let's see. Oh yes, I love this game. It's good practice for your Korean vocab if you're learning Korean. Yeah. Let's see. The military feels more like a prison and not like summer camp. Oh no, it's definitely not summer camp. Nowadays, I don't know. The bunch of kids, Gen Z folks using their phones and all, have it better. But that's what all generations say to their like later generations. I do agree that back in the day it was more severe and there was like no human rights. They got like kicked by boots, and they were starved and yelled at, cussed at, all that during my parents' and grandfather's generation. David, you need life and balance. I want it too, but it's really hard. Work hard now and live financially free later. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if it's working though. Let's see. Super chat. How many people snored at night in the barracks? A lot. And those people get hated on a lot. Are there haunted houses in Korea? No. People don't do that kind of stuff. There is this very famous mental hospital. It's called Gonjiam. It's like one of those like wrecks, and Yeah, it's private property, but people just trespass and do like paranormal Ghostbuster kind of things. We Singaporean guys experienced the same in the military, fist bump with our Korean counterparts. On a separate note, I'm surprised the Korean military doesn't conduct any joint exercises within Singapore. I guess strategically we don't have any like reason to, right? We would do joint exercises with the US for sure, and maybe even Japan, but we have no business with Southeast Asia. I would be in the negative points for real. After leaving the military, are you considered a veteran too? No, not at all. It's just mandatory service for 2 years. You're not an actual soldier or anything. Yeah. To be considered a vet, you need to be like you need to enlist as an actual like professional soldier and serve for a couple amount of years. And the term vet is pretty weird here because like even if Korea is in like a war seas, not much action is really going on. There hasn't been actual combat for a while, except some of those cases, those wild cases where North Korea suddenly just started attacking us. Like every 10 years or 5 years something happens like that. Except those people, people in service don't really, like, let me be honest, like they don't really do anything that much other than like just training and like be under like, you know, monitor the enemy activities and stuff and prepare. Like I'm not trying to downgrade their service or anything. That's the reason we can sleep safely without any kind of concerns. So it's definitely very important. Their roles are very important. But what I'm talking about is like compared to like the vet respect like the US people give to their vets, it's because the US, a lot of their military soldiers actually do like things that are very close to warfare in like the Middle East, or I don't know, the UN or EU right now, like next to no, not Ukraine. They didn't send their troops, but like things actually go on, and there's actually combat, and you have the risk of dying, and yeah. So I think the what do you call it? The sentiment is a little bit different. So even if you get discharged from the military in Korea after serving like 30 plus years, not a lot of people will be thankful or grateful or respect you for that. I mean, they might have like personal thanks, you know, like just a mindset, but they won't give any perks or like, you know, free food or like offer a seat or say thank you for your service or stuff like that. Yeah. And I think even among the Korean society, a lot of people think the Korean military as an organization is pretty corrupt. And because there isn't actual combat, a lot of people think that the military is just like a politics ground. It's just a place where people play politics, and yeah, everyone just tries to get a star or raising ranks by like sucking ass, or you know, try to get some money by doing contract deals or whatever. I know it's a very stressful situation that the military has that kind of tainted image. It's more like the soldiers are actually protecting the nation, and I'm sure there are very respect-worthy officers and true soldiers out there, but I won't deny the fact that the nation doesn't really hold a lot of respect towards the professional military officers, because there's so much like corruption that has been going on for decades in Korean military, including like our former presidents. Three of them actually were from the military, and this goes really deep into Korean history, but So Park Chung-hee was the first military president, and he did a long dictatorship for over, I think it's 18 years or something. But the pros and cons of that dictatorship was that he really just elevated Korea's economic status to a different level. Like he made all the highways, he sent people overseas to earn dollars, he like sent factory workers, like he made like new trades and stuff. So yeah, like there are historically different um, assessments about him. Like a lot of people said, like he ruined democracy, and like he didn't protect human rights, and he had like affairs with like women and stuff, and he was corrupt to some extent. He also gave like power to specific conglomerates only, and blah blah blah. But the result is like the economy just boosted so much. So people were like, we could just take a blind eye on that. We can forgive that because like, the economic growth was just so exponential. So there are like two divided opinions on his legacy and stuff. But after he was shot to death by one of his like secretaries at like a bar, a salon, and he was apparently a very famous Korean trot karaoke singer, like not karaoke, but like a pop song singer called Chim Soo-bong, was actually performing in front of the president there. And during that like gathering, he was shot to death. And after that, we thought democracy would arrive, but then there was like a temporary president, but another military officer in line was Chun Doo-hwan, and he's the infamous like dictator as well, and he took over and set a regime, and that all happened overnight. And yeah, like the thing with Chun Doo-hwan is that he made his own cartel in the military called the Hanahue. It's called the Hana circle. It's like a circle or a cartel. So he made his own circle within the whole military of Korea, and only officers that were in that circle. It was like a secret but not secret circle. Like it exists, but people won't actually expose it, and you get like exclusive invitations or recommendations from the officers. So yeah, people know who's in it, but they won't dare say anything about it because like there are very powerful people from all different bases, all different ranks and stuff, and it was the status of power. So there were two, like it was military regime after military regime, dictatorship after dictatorship, and they were both like military people. And it was the Chun Doo-hwan was a coup. It was a coup, and because of that organization, the military got so rotten. Like they just like shared all the resources, collected the money, gave these contract deals to like the people in the circle, like favoritism towards the people. So my grandfather was actually a victim of that too. So he actually was requested by one of the Hanahue members, saying that if you want to rank, if next month is your like rank evaluation exam, so if you want to prepare for that, write a thesis about like whatever bullshit, like I don't know, missile ballistics or whatever, and then give it to me by the submission date. And that's what the officer said. And my grandpa was just so naive. He was a country boy. He started serving because he participated in the Korean War. That's how he started serving. Like it wasn't like through a official route or anything. And then he just survived the Korean War, and then he stepped in the climbed in the ranks. So it was a very important like exam. And then he was like, oh, thesis, I've never written anything like that before. So he went around so many places, like asking his humbes and scholars about like thesis format and like how to like quote and cite and like gather information, because that wasn't like the internet era back then. He had to like scrap from like newspapers and all these professors about like military and stuff, and then he finished that thesis. It was like a 30-page paper or something by the deadline. And then he submitted it to that officer, and the officer saw this is what I heard from my grandpa. The officer saw the thesis and he was looking at the paper and was like, okay, good. And then he just like skimmed through it and threw it on his table after like 1 minute. And then he said, so is this it? That's what he said. Is this it? And my grandpa was like, yes. Like, oh, is something like lacking or unsatisfactory? And he said, the officer was like, you don't know how to do politics, or you don't know how to do anything, right? Like, do you really think I wanted you to write an academic thesis about like military whatever strategy or whatever? And my grandpa was like baffled and he didn't know what to do. But later, after he was still like very puzzled, but afterwards, like after like 5 years or something, he learned through his other, co-military officers that writing a thesis was a code for saying like, write a paper but put money inside it, like put money on top of it, like put the paper on top of the money box and deliver it to my office, and that is going to be like the admission fee for you to rise up in ranks. And that money was supposed to be equivalent of the amount of what you could buy, the equivalent of an apartment back then, from what he heard. He wouldn't even had that money, but because the military was just so rotten, like officers would just get like loans or whatever they could do, like sell their land or whatever to get higher in those ranks, and then they would get more benefits and advantages being a higher rank in the military and stuff. So yeah, that went on for a while, and even the next president, Notae after Chun Doo-hwan, was part of Hanawe too, and he was like Chun Doo-hwan's like right arm, right hand, and that went on for a long time. So the Korean public has a very big scar upon like military dictatorship and like the corrupt military organization, and because of that image, that reflection, I don't think a lot of people respect vets or soldiers that much. Yeah, it's a like, so if you want to check out this history, there's a recent film that came out. It's the story of Chun Doo-hwan. So it's called 12/12 The Day, and this tells the story of the coup Chun Doo-hwan made and the whole Hanawe, the Hana Circle incident. Yeah, like President Park passed away a while ago, and then all the military folks are gathered, and they're like, who's gonna take the next presidency and the power and stuff, and this guy is the guy called Chun Doo-hwan. Yeah, and he thinks he can be king, he shouldn't be allowed to act however he pleases, all that. So military power back then was like the real power. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This movie became actually very popular. It got more than 10 million ticket sales. Yeah, and it's a very famous incident. It's a very shameful past of Korea, and the reason Chun Doo-hwan is even more hated is because during the Gwangju uprising for democratic activism, Chun Doo-hwan was the president, and he allegedly, but a lot of people say that it's true by anecdotally, he allegedly sent a helicopter with armed soldiers and ordered them to shoot at the civilians who were protesting on a helicopter with a machine gun. And some of them actually got shot and died. And they were definitely like beating up the protest people, and they were throwing like, what do you call them, the tear gas grenades and all that. And what he claimed is that the protesters broke into the police stations first, and they, like, you know, what do you call them? Stole the firearms from the police stations and all, and the weapons. So in order to control that, we needed to use force as well. But that's BS, because no military or government should be shooting at their own citizens with a machine gun on a helicopter. So he was one of the most hated presidents of all time, and he's the face of the military as a dictator. And there is a saying that the Hana Circle got eradicated afterwards, but there is still a rumor that it secretly still exists within the military organization right now. So that is very, you know, wild. It's a very sad past. So yeah, if you're interested, you can watch the movie called 12/12 D-Day. It's called Seoul's Spring in, like, literal translation. But it's on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. Yes. Yeah. My grandfather was a part of all this history. He got a suggestion from Chun Doo-won's, like, one of his henchmen himself, and they asked him to join the Hana Circle and participate in the coup. And he was offered, like, a very high rank up in the government, the parliament, or like the Blue House line, but he didn't participate because he thought it was against, you know, democracy, and it was wrong. But that cost him his ranks and his position in the military. So eventually he I don't think he got kicked out, but he just exited the military by his own will. And then there was another officer, a general, that was very favored him, my grandfather, a lot during the military. And because they all have the connections, and these military officers could get rich out of their, like, intel and all the business stuff. The general gave my grandfather a job at Hanwha. That's like Korean. Hanwha is like a big company in Korea. It's one of the big conglomerates. I don't know how to translate it, but they basically make, like, firearms and missiles and, like, all that kind of stuff. But he got a job there, and then afterwards he set his own company because the general attained so much wealth that he could buy buildings in Gangnam. So he was like, I need someone to manage these buildings, and my grandfather took the job, and then he set up his own cleaning and, like, janitor recruitment, and, like, parking lot control management company. So he did all those kind of services for a lot of these massive buildings in Gangnam. So that's how he generated wealth. So it's a long story. Yeah. David nerding out so hard he missed a dono. Oh, did I? Lou, hello, thank you so much for the $10. Pizza, thank you so much. I think that's the first super chat of the day. Hello, Nicole, hello. Yeah, I hope that military story wasn't boring. Yeah. See, if I nerd out, like, I was supposed to do only 30 more minutes, it's been, like, already 40 minutes. Yeah. You mean the presidency lasts more than 4 years in Korea? How was he able to run things for 18 years? It was a dictatorship. That's why it's called a dictatorship. He changed the laws. Everyone was just afraid of his authority. Like, they even called... They were like... It's like the modern China. Like, Xi Jinping is like the perpetual leader of China. He's been ruling for, like, how many years? I don't even know. But that's what a dictatorship looks like. Like, even if it's under a democracy model, like, he could buy the votes, he could, like, change the law, he could rig the votes and all that. And he was elected like 4 times in a row or something. Yeah. I don't know if it's 18 years. Let's see. Park Chung-hee 재임 기간. It was 63 to 79, so that is 16 years. Yeah, almost 18 years. Yeah. This is the guy. Yeah. He is glorified from a lot of conservatives, and you can see that he is liked the most as well, despite him being a dictator, because like he just, put our country into a different level. So it just forgive all his like dictatorships and stuff. Yeah, this is the guy. And Chonduan is like this guy. And the thing is, this guy died a peaceful death. He had so much like he was sued so much by the survivors of the uprising, or the family members, or whatever, by the nation itself. But until the end, he was like, I don't have any money, I don't have any like fault, there's no proof. And he just dragged time on and on, and then he just died a natural death. And people were like, he didn't deserve a clean and peaceful death. But yeah. Oh, why is my teeth aching a little bit? Corruption at its finest. Yeah, it's sad. Yes, I did the winner selection in the front of the stream, in the first part of the stream. These stories are so interesting. I would love to hear more stories from your grandpa, also from the Korean War. Yeah, he has some crazy stories. I think I've told them on YouTube for a couple times. The craziest story, let me just tell it again, is it was when they were when the Chinese commies in North Korea ganged up, and then they were using 인해전술. 인해전술 means pushing with just population. Like, you know how many Chinese people are out there, right? So they were just like pushing down from the north using just sheer population, like the number. It was a number game. We were outnumbered, and because of that, we had to retreat all the way to Busan. Busan was our last line, and we were on the brink of losing South Korea, the whole nation itself, to North Korea and China. But then the US came on in and then intersected in the middle from Incheon, and then that's General MacArthur. That's the famous Incheon landing operation or whatever. And they cut all the supplies, and they started to like retaliate from the middle, like pushing downwards and upwards at the same time. And the UN came as well with so many other countries, and that's how we started to push back, and the Chinese and the North Koreans like started to retreat upwards. And then during that, my grandpa was fighting, and he was only like I think he was in his, at least, I think 20s, or maybe in his teens or something like that. It was that's 1950, right? So 45, 50. No, that's not. Yeah, 36년, 10년부터 40. Yeah, so it was like 50 or something. I think the Korean War is at 50. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's 1950, so he's like 90 right now. So that's like 20년, 25년, 50년, 75년. Yeah, he was like 25 or something back then. He was only a child, and he didn't know what he was doing, and the country just called him, so he was just dragged out into the military, and he was just given like one gun. And yeah, he was just sleeping on the roadside, and he remembers that, there's like a sewage, like a drainage for like where water passes by, right? And because while he was like walking towards like a certain location, and they had to rest in the middle and set camp and then sleep, but they didn't have really like materials to like set up a proper camp. They had to like hide themselves in some kind of shelter, but it was just like a plain, so there was nowhere. So the soldiers, like his whole platoon or something, went into like one of those like ditches or like the drainage to like cover themselves up because they wouldn't get like a surprise attack or anything. And they just made themselves comfy in that little like sewage pathway. But then there were patrols during the night from the Chinese, and the Chinese soldiers found them sleeping, all of them, and not any of them woke up. And then when my grandpa like opened his eyes, he heard so many gunshots. It was like on automatic, and the two Chinese patrol units, they were just like shooting down to the sewage, like just like, you know, automatically. And my grandpa thought, oh, this is the end, like we're all dead, like there's no way like the soldiers are gonna wake up from their sleep and then shoot upwards, right? So when he woke, and then he just lost hope of everything, and he was just so tired, and he thought he got hit. I think he fainted or blacked out or something because it was just so extremely scary. And then he woke up, and then he was alive. Apparently, because like of the ballistics and stuff, like guns are not that accurate if you don't actually aim. If you just like shoot like that, it's going to miss somewhere, right? And he was one of the lucky few people that actually survived. The two Chinese people fled because like some people were getting awake and like trying to shoot back. So he was one of the lucky like handful of people that survived among like dozens of people there. And yeah, he woke up in the morning and he started crying and praying, and like, you know, it was just like the most traumatizing event for him, and he had to just carry on. But I think he said one of the bullets like grazed him like on his neck or something. Yeah, and he got shot in the back once, but it wasn't lethal, so he could pull out the bullet and stuff. But that's a crazy story I heard. Yeah, that's just crazy. Smart and lucky grandpa. Shireen, hello. I joined late, but thanks for this bit of history. $20. Pizza. Thank you so much. I'm not the best history teacher, honestly. So whatever I'm telling you, do your own research as well if you're like more interested. And you could watch these movies or read Wikipedia or something and get accurate information, okay? Yeah. For your own family, you should record an interview with him or video him when he's sharing stories with you. You'll treasure the video. Yeah. That's a good idea, honestly. Your grandfather is very lucky to be alive. Yes, he is. Thank God saved him, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yeah. And there was this, there's a movie made after one of his, like, all his other comrades too, but one of his, like, main stages, I would say, like, it was when the US and China agreed to ceasefire, but they made a treaty to, like, ceasefire, but it was going to be active only at a certain date and time. So before that exact date and time, it means the war is still in effect. And because we were very near the 38th parallel, the line was very near Seoul, North Koreans and Chinese wanted to take a shot at like getting more landmass or like a strategic point. And South Koreans needed to defend that, and they wanted that land as well too. So I think it was like 48 hours or 24 hours or something like that before the actual peace treaty got into effect. And within that time, this one strategic like hill or fortress, it was claimed by the North Koreans and South Koreans like flip-flop, and so many people got killed within that time frame of 24 to 48 hours. And that's one of the most tragic events ever, because the war technically ended, but because of the greed of the leadership and the people themselves, they were just like going on for more, even if the war actually ended. And the innocent soldiers themselves that were not even voluntarily drafted, they just got killed. And my grandpa was rejoicing too, because he heard like the war is over, but then when he heard the officer order him to like, you know, go up that hill and like get it, claim it again, he thought it was pretty useless. But if you don't follow the orders, you get killed by your own team. That's how the military works. So he had no choice. But because everyone's morale was just so down then, he witnessed like when you're climbing up the hill and you're shooting upwards, like your comrades are like getting like shot and they're like, you know, sprawling down onto the floor. And because even during a war, like there is a priority of saving a fallen comrade. Like if the wound is not lethal and you judge that you can save him, a soldier is instructed to carry him back to the barracks and take him to a medic. So that's the protocol apparently. But because so many people thought this fight was useless and it was just so consuming, if one person fell down, like 3 or 4 soldiers would go to him and like say like, fight over, I'm gonna carry him back, I'm gonna carry him back. And they would just like start punching each other. And then in the midst of that, they would get, one person would get shot again. And then, you know, it was like living hell for him. And then he just decided that just like going straight up was the best chance of survival. He didn't want to risk like getting shot while they were quarreling whether they're going to go back or not. So I heard that and that was like, wow, that's horrible. Yeah. Yeah. The 38th parallel is a line of latitude that roughly divides the Korean peninsula in North and South Korea. Yes. It's so crazy to think that if things had gone differently for your grandpa, you wouldn't even be here. Exactly. Yes, that's true. That is true. No man behind. Yes. So, yeah, those are some true stories from my grandpa. I really, like, our whole family is in debt to him, and we thank him so much. And it's his service that made Korea like this right now. So I wish there were just really like a lot of true soldiers that could actually get the amount of respect they deserve and the compensation, but it's just so sad that those true soldiers do not get the recognition, but the corrupt ones that are usually in the leadership that hasn't actually like gone into the battlefields or whatever, they're the ones that gain all the wealth and money, and the scarred and the wounded ones are just left in poverty and overlooked. That's what reality is like, you know. And that applies the same for the Japanese occupation too. Like the independence warriors or fighters, heroes, they are neglected too, and their families had to live in poverty after the Japanese colonial rule ended. Because like you would think, like if you were an independent fighter, the government would award you, like they would medal you and compensate you for your, you know, heroic deed, right? But in reality, that didn't happen. And the pro-Japanese who sucked up to the Japanese occupation and got like high statuses and were just like slaves and sucker-ups to the Japanese, those were the ones that accumulated wealth and got generational wealth and have all the best houses in Seoul. And they pass it down to their generation after generation. And that's called Chinilpa. It's like pro-Japanese people. And these people still live a nice, good life until this day, while the the descendants and the families and the people themselves that were the independent activists, they live in poverty and they don't get any recognition or respect from the government. There's so many documentaries about this, and the government does what they can. They give them like medals and like subsidiary funds, like $1,000 or whatever every month. But like compared to what kind of wealth the pro-Japan people earned and the dictators or like the greedy leaderships of the military earned compared to like the ordinary fighter that actually risked their lives, the world is just very evil and it's not fair, honestly. Yeah. Oh, my grandpa's stories are already made in movies. Like, there are so many Korean War movies. The one I told about you, about like the last 48 hours or 24 hours, that's already in a movie. That was made a long time ago in 2011. And it's called Gojijeon. I don't know if there's an English version, but it's on Apple TV apparently. Yeah. So you can watch all of this. I don't know if they have like English subtitles. English. The front line. Yeah. I don't know if they have English subtitles. It's an old movie. Yeah, this is basically what he portrayed. I don't know if there was a woman or not, but yeah, there are records of women helping out the soldiers by throwing like stones or like helping with the food and all that. Life is unfair, for sure. 태극기 휘날리며 is a nice movie too. Yeah, that is the most famous movie about the Korean War. Yeah, this one. Wow, they have a full movie here, but they don't have subtitles. Yeah, I like war movies, like Saving Private Ryan or 1984. But Korean movies hit differently because like it's actually like, you know, related to my existence. Yeah. You learned a lot about Korean history about 8 years ago because of the Korean wave. That's great. That's great. I appreciate you having your interest. And there's this YouTuber that's getting very viral in Korea right now. He's from Texas. I've been watching him for a while too. I was like, should I reach out to him because, you know, he seems like a good personality and he's been in Korea for a while and he's from Texas, which I recently visited, so I think I could like have a lot of small talk with him. But I decided like he wouldn't really be like a nice fit to the channel itself because, you know, he has a mostly Korean audience and I don't know, like it just like slipped away. It's not Max Not Beer. I know Max Not Beer as well too. He makes like fun content and stuff. This guy's called Nick K, and he's a guy that is traveling the world with his bicycle. And apparently he's from Texas, and his videos got super viral in Korea because he didn't go to like the flashy places of Seoul, like the Lotte World or like the Palace or whatever. He did like the bike trail that goes through like Seoul to Busan, and he went to like a little bit more rural areas, and he explored them on his bike in a very real way, and he like just, you know, interacted with the locals a lot. So it's a very raw vibe. Like he tents outside and he just shows how the countryside is like, and his like natural reactions with like the local people and stuff. And he goes to like Mom's Touch and stuff, and he actually tries out like very like exotic Korean food. So it's very interesting for a Korean person for his content, because normally when travel vloggers come to Korea, they all say like, "Oh, first time in Seoul, going to like a fancy 5-star hotel, going to Myeongdong, Hongdae, like Gangnam Style and all that," which is not wrong, which gets a lot of views. But for a Korean viewer, it's like, you know, we've seen this, done that like 100 times over and over. But like in this case, he goes to like, look at this, like nobody films this kind of stuff in Korea, right? And he goes to like just just ordinary people's houses, checks them out, and the country shows the countryside, and he just bathes in like the river water and stuff. So it's very interesting, and he stands out. So he, in this case, he went to this restaurant and he tried out, what is this? Hunjiku. Oh, what the hell is that? I couldn't even eat that. Yeah. And he uses like Google Translate to, is that liver? He's asking, is that liver and stuff? So he's trying out all the, you know, weird stuff. But one other thing that's like a very unique selling point for his content is like, along this path, this bicycle path, and throughout Korea, there's a lot of like monuments, historical monuments that celebrate and also respect the participants of worldwide soldiers sent by the UN during the Korean War. And in this case, this is like the Greek monument dedicated to the Greek fighters who fought against the North Korea in the Korean War. So he visits all these like monuments, and he actually like spotlights them a lot. And he actually goes through the history, which is very like respectful in a Korean person's eyes, because like honestly, these monuments are very like boring and dull. Like they're just random monuments on the way, and people will just pass by, oh, it's a monument. But he actually reads them, and he goes to like, this one is when he arrived in Seoul. He's finally getting his day around Seoul. Like this is, but even in Seoul, he goes to the War Memorial, like the War Museum, and he just learns about like the country's history, and he like narrates it in his own way so that his viewers can see it. So that's just very like, you know, it hit a lot of like the Korean audience's heart. And if you can see his views, he got so many views in the time frame of like such a short time frame, and he's just getting so much support from the Korean people. Like if you watch his live, he goes to like DMZ and all these kind of places, and I've watched a lot of his videos, and he's definitely not doing it for the views or money. He's just genuinely very interested in this kind of stuff, and that's like a very unique thing for him to do. And if you look at his like Patreons and like supporters that's sending him like money, like if you look at his comment sections, everybody's sending like money after money after money. Like Korean people, like, you know, they're just bombing him with money over here. And yeah, so if you're interested, you guys should check him out too. So I've been binge viewing his content too. He truly loves Korea. Yeah, he's been traveling all around the world, but I think this is what I got. Like I didn't like binge view all his videos. He's been traveling around the world with his bike, but I think he hit the nail in Korea, and like his content went viral on the communities, and he was surprised by it too. And he's like, oh, this is the moment, you know, I need to focus more on Korea right now. So he's staying more than longer. I think he returned again for a second time, and he's staying more than longer than he expected, and he's pumping out more and more Korean content. But every single video is getting like thousands of dollars and all that. Yeah, just because like Korean people are like, you know, thanks for showing the other side of Korea, the beautiful countryside, and like introducing like history and trying to learn about it and being respectful and all that. He doesn't know Korean. No. He's currently biking down the East Coast from North to Busan. Yeah, that's like, you know, his content is very unique. I'm very surprised that you are watching it too, Bob. Can you drop the link in the chat? His ID is Nick K. Nick K. He lived in Japan, Southeast Asia for about 10 years. Oh, okay. Yeah. He travels all around the world. He lived in Indonesia and Japan for a while. Okay, please give us the link. Okay, guys, can you search it? Because midstream is very hard to like navigate, and I will do it for you though. You literally just need to type in Nick K. So, where's my chat? There it is. There you go. Yeah. I just realized I see in the chat, yeah, all Korean content goes viral. It's crazy. Yeah. If you're a travel vlogger, you should definitely come to Korea because that's where the views are at. And I saw his recent live stream. I don't think it's a big issue or anything, but he was asking Korean people in the chat, asking them, I don't know the details or anything. I just briefly tuned in for a while. And he was saying he visited this restaurant or something, and the situation was something about dog meat. So the restaurant used to sell dog meat, but because the law changed and now it's illegal, they changed to goat meat or something. But he was asking something about like whether dog meat is considered sensitive, or is it okay to include in my video or whatever, or what's the sentiment of Korean people towards dog meat soup and all that. Yeah, so he was just getting advice from people, and I thought that was very interesting too. I should have tuned in a little bit more, but yeah, I had duties. I'm a day trader. I should move to Korea and make a YouTube video called Day Trader Moves to Korea. I'm sure it will go viral. Yes, it will. It will. Everything with the keyword Korea nowadays, Korea is at its prime. Like, nobody's going to deny that, right? So, if you are dreaming of a content creator life and you can't think of anything that interests you, then do whatever you want to do and do it in Korea. And if you learn a little bit of Korean, you might even get a lot of gigs. You might even go on TV if you're a foreigner. And that's what usually... there are so many foreigners here, but if you actually believe in your content creation journey and like your personality, and if you want to get in the media side of Korea, I would say you have a very high chance if you learn the Korean language and you're somewhat good looking. But this is universal, okay? But you don't even need to be good looking. So a very good example is like, okay, this is a bad example, but a good example at the same time. What's his name? I forgot him. Jonathan. Everyone knows Jonathan. He's Korean now. He isn't even like, I think he's Korean. But Jonathan is the most well-known black guy in Korea. And he's not from America. He's originally from, where is it? Congo, Africa. But I think he was born here or raised up. He was raised here. And he is just assimilated. He's not even assimilated. He's just a Korean. He speaks perfectly the language and everything, all his like habits and all that kind of stuff. So, honestly speaking, he's not like conventionally good looking, right? Although he's more of a like comedic character, like he's now one of the biggest influencers, or like if you want to say celebrity, of Korea. Yeah. And there are so many other cases, like his friends over here, everyone who's in this podcast. His name is Peter. I know him. He's from the UK. He speaks good Korean too. And I don't know this guy, but there are so many opportunities as like a foreigner in Korea. Like people say it's a red ocean, but if you actually try, give the minimal effort and have like some kind of outgoing personality that you can, a media personality, then I would say it's easier than any other country, because Koreans just have so much interest in foreigners and how they appreciate our culture and such. Jonathan deserves his success for sure. Yeah, I loved his interviews with NCT. He's interviewing all these K-pop stars. He's like mainstream now. Yeah. Thanks for giving me hope that I can be a content creator. Come on over. So, I've seen well, it's a double-edged sword, okay? So, a lot of people come here with the hope that they can be an influencer or a model or a media personality. While I said the possibilities are very high, the chances are very high because of this sentiment this country has, they want to really just like love bomb foreigners who appreciate our country and live here and speak our language and stuff. That is a very big advantage you won't get from any other place. I guess if you go to like other Asian countries as well with a lot of population, like Indonesia, Philippines, they will greet you and appreciate you as well. But let's speak money, okay? Let's speak purely money. Like GDP wise, Korea is a very nice place to be stationed. Like safety wise and money wise, there's a lot of money here too. So if you were to make a strategic choice to move to another country and be a media personality, a lot of people choose Korea because of the living cost is relatively cheaper than Japan, and China is like not a very favorite choice for a lot of reasons. Southeast Asia, I'm sorry, but a lot of people say it's very hot, the climate is very hot, or sometimes it's not very safe, or the infrastructure is not really like, that good compared to Korea or Seoul, just specifically Seoul. And the gigs or like the gigs or the costs or the brand deals you can get in Korea are high. So it's like in a very sweet spot here, and there's also a lot of attention here as well. So you're not only dealing with the Korean public. Once you get big here, you get big globally too, because there's so much attention on the K culture, K-pop, K-dramas right now. And a very good example is this Mexican guy called, I once did a radio with him. Who was it? What was his name? Yeah, he's everywhere. Like, if we say Mexican guy, he's the first guy that pops up. So this is his name. This is Christian, and I once did a radio episode with him, but he's just so big. He used to be on Korean TV for a while, and because of the Korean wave and all that, now he's like a superstar or like this big MC in Mexico, and he does like K-pop concert MCs in Mexico and all that. So like becoming big as a foreigner in Korea opens up so many opportunities in your homeland and globally too. So yeah. So if you have that in mind, take your chance. I'm not saying you will 100% succeed, because I know some people around me too that always have this kind of like disappointment in themselves, saying like, why does this person make it but I can't? We kind of have the similar abilities. I was in the game even longer, but that person rose to instant stardom because he was lucky, or the algorithms pushing him, or blah 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 blah. But I guess like to some extent a lot of people might feel like that, and there is some truth to that as well. But at the same time, the people who actually rise to the tops, I think they are very, very just, they know how to play the game. They know how to play Korean. They learn the language. They learn how to like treat the producers or the people in the field, learn the manners and the rituals and all that, connect, network, consistently put out content, take care of themselves, like all that. Image is everything in Korea, so it's hard, but I'm telling you, like you could be big. You could already have a huge advantage just by the fact that you are geographically in Korea right now, and you have that keyword. So I think it's worth a shot, honestly, if you are planning something along the line of that. And Cassandra, thank you for the purchase on Piroso. Wow, thank you so much. And Nicole, thank you so much for the 20 on PayPal Pizza. When learning Korean is it worth learning Hanja? This is a hard question. Okay, I'll get into this. This is probably going to be my last question for today, and I'll have to call it a day because it's 3:30 a.m. I have a 2 p.m. meeting. But let me read some comments and get back to that question. And yeah, Peter is on Arirang Radio. Yes. Oh, Sam, yeah, that is a very, very unfortunate case. Like, because the love of the country is like too much, you could rise to superstardom in no time, but you could also fall down very quickly. So you need to be very, you need to be very knowledgeable about like the Korean sentiment and all. You need to be very careful. You always have to be very polite and very just TV friendly. That's how I would put it. Yeah. What I've noticed is foreigners that have kind of made it in Korea but don't rise to like the TV star level or like, global level, the commonalities of those foreigners is that they're too vocal. And normally I would advocate vocalism, like being vocal about your opinions and, free speech and expression and all that. But reality is, if you're too vocal about something in Korea, especially the country or the culture itself, and you say anything negative about it, anything, you might get canceled very hard. And what Sam did wasn't even like an opinion about Korea or anything. It was just like Korea really didn't know about like blackface and like, the racist part of it. That's one part too. But the reaction kind of blew out of proportion. And Sam's reaction blew out of proportion. And that was considered like an attack towards the country. And it's very unfortunate, but that just spiraled out. And he got massively canceled. I don't know if he's appearing on TV nowadays or not, but that is a very, very unfortunate case. But you got to look on the other side as well too, because until then Sam was like killing it. He was like the top of the top among the foreigner celebrities. So you can rise fast, but you can fall down hard as well. But there are a lot of foreigners that are really doing well. There's the Australian guy, Sam Hamilton. I was on a podcast with him too. I think Dave was absent that day. Yeah, there was Saul on it too. And then a lot of foreigners in the media scene, they're all very just careful and they're all just very positive about Korea. So if you can't stand that, then this is not the place to be. Like, I know a lot of people, like, I can't really distinguish. I've talked to so many like media personalities that are foreigners here, and what I said is like, you need to be positive about Korea, right? But the thing is, I've hung out with so many people, and the people who have actually made it on TV, even in private settings, I've noticed, like, if you think about it, even when they're with me, they know that I'm more like open-minded and I'm like influenced by American culture as well, and I have like a little bit of a Western-centric or like balanced. Like, I can take Korean criticism, right? So they don't have to like put up their guards with me. But even in private settings, I've noticed that a lot of the successful foreigners, maybe there's a 50-50% chance they're even controlling their narratives or their true feelings about Korea, even in private settings, or they truly just feel like the positivity of Korea. Like they don't want to like point out the negativity. Like there are people like that. People that just like say negativity isn't worth my time. Like why focus on the bad stuff when there's so much good stuff to spotlight? So there are people like that, right? So I've noticed that's one common point of like the hugely successful foreigners here. And the people that make it to some level but can't really break the next level usually have the common points of like somewhere on their own channel or in private settings or on a podcast or somewhere they try to be vocal and they expose the truths of Korea and criticize it and this is weird, this is wrong and all that. And it's totally fine, and it's totally fine for like probably the woke and knowledgeable intellectual Koreans out there. You can criticize a country, but the thing is, like a majority of Korea, a big part of Korea, still can't take that criticism, and they're overly patriotic. And those are the people you are probably dealing with when you're on TV or like a big mainstream platform. So, yeah, that's one thing I've observed. He was the original Jonathan. Sam? Yeah. I think Koreans are also just tired about the foreigners that make content for clickbait, sensationalizing certain aspects about Korean society. Yeah, there's so many foreigners nowadays making content about Korea, and I'm glad. I'm welcoming them with open arms because they're promoting our country for free, right? Criticism should always be valid, but the tone and delivery has to be unbiased and not for virality. So there was this very, like, there's an American guy called Tyler. He's very smart. He's from Seoul University and stuff, and he has like I don't know, is he from Harvard or something? Anyways, like he's very smart. That's what I remember. And he's one of the mainstream media personalities of Korea. And there was one video about him kind of criticizing the extreme lookism culture in Korea, but the way he portrays it and like lays it out is just so in not an offensive way. Like if you watch his video, it's very like he considers the feelings of Korean people every single time he's talking about it. And he says, like, this is not wrong, but maybe because of this culture, that's why this is, like, prevalent here, and there's a little bit more lookism. But he gives, like, good examples, comparing it to, like, what he experiences in the U.S. and why this might be offensive to some people. And he just lays it out so politely and well, and he gives, like, I guess, like, what Excellence said, like, about delivery and stuff. That is key as well. So, yeah. Tyler with his little glasses, exactly. He doesn't even represent Americans well, I guess. There's another loved American, Oliver Sam. Oliver Sam. He's back in America, I think. Yeah. He's a very famous American guy. Oliver Sammy. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's now like based and living in the US now. Yeah, anyways. He's married with a Korean wife. I think it's like someone talking bad about your sibling, like only I can do it, not you. Maybe. But if you're one of those people who are ever dreaming to come to Korea and maybe trying out like a media career or anything similar to that, just remember these words from me. Because I think this is solid advice. Like honestly, if you think about it, it's not that hard. Like it's not that hard to be not very vocal and negative about like a certain country. But some people just can't live without shitting on stuff. I understand that too. It's a way to de-stress. And yeah. Anyways, I think it's been. Oh yeah, wait. The last PayPal. When learning Korean, is it worth learning Hanja? So this is a very tricky question because um in a very advanced level, I would say it's beneficial because the Korean language itself is built on the Chinese characters. A lot of the vocabulary is, and a lot of the culture is as well. So if you want to truly understand the meaning behind some words, which are not pure Korean words, 한국어에서 한자 비율. So it says on Google that 60% or 70% of the Korean language is Chinese. Like it originates from Chinese characters. We just pronounce it in a different way. That's the same with Japanese as well too. Like their kanji. No. Yeah, their kanji is from China. It's a simplified and modified version of Chinese characters. So it all flowed from China. And then King Sejong made our own language system. That's Hangul. But the language itself, what we've been speaking and the meanings and the everything behind it is from the Chinese characters. So definitely in the old days in elementary school, I don't know if they do it still, but in my times we had a subject called Hanja. That was like Chinese characters, and we had to like trace and learn all these Chinese characters. And it's definitely going to be helpful, but I would say that would just add so much stress and so much work if you're beginner level. So when you're just entering Korean, I would advise you to just focus on the Korean writing, listening, speaking, reading itself. And then if you want to really dive deep and dig deeper into Korean, then you proceed onto the Chinese characters, the Hanja. But even some Koreans, even including myself, we live perfectly fine lives without knowing any Hanja at all. At all. Like, no shade, I don't think Anna would know much Hanja. I don't think Danny would know much Hanja. But we perfectly live fine without knowing any of that. I have pride in myself that I know a little bit of Hanja because I even take a test for it. We have like a license kind of thing. And I got like a grade 3 on Hanja, so I know a lot of Hanja myself. In the old days, in like the 60s and 70s, if you looked at Korean newspapers, they mixed in a lot of Chinese characters in the text itself. So without knowing Hanja, you couldn't really read the newspaper. And that created a barrier between like the more educated and less educated people. But because the movement kind of changed and the sentiment changed, saying that we need to appreciate and enrich our own language system more, let's get rid of Hanja. We don't even need it anymore. So the trend is like we're not using Hanja that much compared to the past, and all these media companies or the newspapers are ditching it too. You might see them occasionally, but yeah. Even as a Chinese person, if you don't start from young, it gets tougher when you're older. Yeah, it does definitely work. But there's just so much Hanja out there. You know? So, for instance, if you know the letter love in Chinese, it's 에. Love is 에 in Korean, like the Korean pronunciation of Chinese character. 사랑 is the pure Korean word for love. 사랑, 사랑해, 사랑해요. And the Chinese way is love is 에. We pronounce it as 에. But there are so many variations of this word we use on a daily basis, like 애정. It means the sentiment of loving. 애정. 애정을 주고 싶다. I want to give that person love. We would use it. 사랑을 주고 싶어. That would be fine too, but like in a more fancier way. 애정을 주고 싶다. 애정을 공유하고 싶다. I want to share the love. So 애정, and then there would be 애착. 착 is like another Chinese, a very advanced Chinese character for like you're very fixed on something. So 애착 would be like you're obsessed in a lovable sense with that. So this is my 애착 인형. Like if I have an 애착 인형, that would be like a doll I am obsessed with in a lovely manner. But if you know the word 착, which is obsession, then you would know 집착. 집착 means like you're obsessed on something. So it just like multiplies in that way. So if you know some Chinese words, it has so many vocabulary. So let's go on with the 애, like the love word. 애정, 애착, 애도. No, 애도? Is that 애도 love too? See, like I'm even confused. 애도 한자로. No, that's not the right word. 애정, 애장, 애장품, 애장품. Those are all three Korean words. So they're Chinese words. So it's like love, possess, product, or a thing. 애장품. That would mean like, oh my, I have my cowboy hat over there. That's my 애장품. 애장품이에요. That would mean it's my love possessed object. And all three of 품 is another word for object and product. So 품질 would be quality of product. 품 Anyways, it just goes on like this. If you know certain Chinese characters, you can branch out from it, and so many of the Korean languages consisted of that. So it's definitely beneficial, but you don't really need to know it. You can just memorize the words, but you'll notice the similarities while you're learning it, and then you might be like, oh, maybe I should just learn the Chinese characters after all. Then that'll be easier for me. If you want that approach, yeah, you could go for that as well. So Hugh, I just remember the Hyuji in front of me, the toilet paper in front of me, reminded me like tissue in Korean is Hyuji, but it's not related. The syllable Hugh, the word Hugh in Chinese character would mean rest in a Korean pronunciation. So Hugh means rest. So if you go to other vocabularies like 휴식, that means you're resting. 휴가 means vacation. Or 휴게소, that means stop point, gas point, something like that. So very interesting. So it definitely helps, but as I said, if you're just learning Korean for speaking sake or just living in Korea or whatever, yeah, just start with the Hangul. The basics first, and then you can branch on to the Chinese characters. Yeah. In Chinese, A is I. In Japanese, it's I. Yeah, so in Japanese, it's the same. 아이시대루. 아이시대루. It's like, 시대루 is like do, 하다. So like, I love you. 아이시대루. So if you know Chinese characters, you can easily learn Korean and Japanese. Yeah. There's so many similarities between Japanese and Korean because of the history. Like, originally, Korean people from Baekje crossed over to the Japanese land. So there's so many similarities there. And then in the modern eras, Japanese colonized Korea. So there was like intersection over there too. So a lot of Koreans can just like, kind of guess what Japanese people are saying if they speak very slowly, because a lot of the language is very similar. Yeah. Yeah, but writing Chinese characters, it can be very, very hard. But like, even if you learn Chinese characters, there's like logic inside it too. They're like kind of hieroglyphic a language, writing system. So if you dig deeper in like the origin of Chinese characters, they were originally like, pictures, like paintings. So like the easiest one explained would be san, which is mountain. It's like three little, spikes up to the top. And because a mountain looks like that, the ancient Chinese people made it into like a simplified form into three spikes. Yeah. something like that. And il, which means like the sun. If you look at it, it looks like the sun, something like that. And then you start combining these words together. And if there's like a sun and water together, it means something else. And if there's like a human and something else, like if you look at the human, in is like human, right? It's like a, I don't know what, it's like this. This apparently symbolizes a walking human being in Chinese, in ancient Chinese. So yeah, all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting if you're into linguistics and language and all that, but I'm not that much, and it's honestly a pain in the ass to memorize all of that. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's almost 4. It's pictorial, yes, exactly. Thank you for supplementing my restrictive, limited vocabulary. In Singapore, we can just get by with English, yeah. Anyways, Japanese. David pronounces Japanese very well. Really? I learned some Japanese after all when I was in high school. That's why I love Japanese anime. I have anime Japanese. I love Japanese anime. I want to go to Japan. Yeah, I want to go to Japan. Japan is the best. Damn. Tokyo, I miss Tokyo so much. But I kind of want to go to other cities too, because it's beautiful everywhere. Nippon. Nihon. Tokyo. So, like, for example, how similar Japanese and Korean is, like, some words I can think of is, like, the subway in Korean is 지하철, and in Japanese is 지하tetsu, something like that. And the funny thing is, wow, like, yeah, I've seen Solo Leveling, yeah. It's a Korean mana. So, like, this too, like, animation, like, cartoons, in Korean is manhwa, and in Japanese it's manga. It's because we use the same Chinese characters, and we pronounce it differently. Yeah. Oh, you've studied Japanese and Chinese, then awesome, you'll get Korean in no time then. You're suffering in the weather, not now in Japan? Oh... But the one funny thing, and I'll end the stream finally. You know the new game that came out and is going viral right now? It's called The Black Myth of Wukong or something. And so Wukong is like a Chinese myth. He's a fictional character. He's the monkey god, and he uses like a pole that, like, you know, he can stretch it out and stuff, and he could use it, and he rides on, like, he glides and rides on this cloud, and he has like a tail and all that, and yeah, so his name is Wukong, and in Korean it's called Ogong, Son Ogong, and in Japanese it's called Son Goku. And if you're an anime lover, you all know what Goku is, right? So Goku is the main character of Dragon Ball Z, and if you see Goku, he has a tail, he's an alien, he has super strength, he uses that pole, and he rides on the cloud. So obviously, like, just by the name itself, it's not a debate that Goku is modeled from the Chinese myth Wukong. So, like, he is just the Japanese anime version of Wukong. Like, there's no debate on that. But recently, because of the rise of the new viral game, the Black Wukong or whatever, the graphics are amazing. I've been seeing so many Westerners in the comments fighting about, no, Dragon Ball Z is not based on Wukong because this is different, that's different, and blah 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 blah. No, it's just based on the myth. It is from the myth. Like it's the same. Like they have the same name. It's just a different pronunciation. And like it's just so dumb seeing these like English speakers not knowing that their names are literally the same, and they're saying no, they're different character. Of course, they're different characters because like Akiyama, he like made it in his own character in his story, but like it doesn't change the fact that they're from the same myths and you know the origins are the same. Like why are people like fighting over that? Like it's just so stupid. Yeah. Anime fans are always arguing about something. Yeah. Yeah. Toriyama. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of streamers lose to the bosses on there. Also, the animation that appears after the one bear boss is animated so well, you should watch it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Apparently, there are rumors that it was animated by the Naruto animator or something. Yeah. But definitely China, Korea, Japan share so many cultural similarities, and in a historic standpoint, a lot of Koreans hate this narrative, but most of it comes from China. Although we have developed it and made it into our own unique thing, there are differences. Kimchi is different from pai chai, although they might have similarities, and although there might have been crossovers from China, and although China might have introduced us a lot of stuff like Confucianism, Buddhism, all that, whatever, we've all digested it and made it into our own thing. And in modern days, because the Chinese government sometimes provokes us by saying, like history-wise, you are under us, you are basically our subordinates, you are part of a region of the Chinese mainland, and it's like a branch from us. So thus, we own this part of the land above North Korea, or that part of land, and we own this food, and we own like the Hanbok is Hanfu or whatever. So many like quarrels about that, and Korean people get so triggered about it. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for joining the live. It was wonderful. And check out Patreon if you can, since someone mentioned it on Patreon. This is not gonna go on Patreon. Patreon, I don't ever post live streams on Patreon. It's only for early access. Oh, I should have made it public. Wait, is it still not ready? What? It takes forever. It's taking forever. I just put up the interview video on Patreon, but for some reason it's still not processed. That is crazy. What? Oh, they want me to set a tier for it. Oh, the new update. That's why. Okay, let me just post this first and then go. There we go. There we go. Now, oh. Agree to the terms and conditions. Okay. There we go. Go to sleep. Yes, I'm gonna go to sleep. I respect guys with like JYP who actually credits and names the Western music that influenced him. Yeah. Thank you for reading so many of my comments, David. No problem. Dang, I missed it all. Okay, you missed a very hot topic. What happened to Danny? Danny... Oh, I almost said something private. about him, but he's doing well. Thanks for the great stream. I just got that noted for the video. Thank you for being a Patreon, Miso Soup. Yes, hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna upload it in like 20 hours on KPC. It was supposed to be at least a 24-hour head start, but sorry, it got delayed. Okay, bye everybody, and I will let you guys know about whether I'm gonna do the joint live with Anna or not, because yeah, the business trip. But take care, have a nice weekend, have a nice Monday if it's Monday for you. Oh, why is my teeth aching? Thank you, David. Love this live, especially the history here. Thank you so much. Something you can do before you end the stream to support me is like and maybe watch an ad. I will send it your way right after I press the end button. So just turn your phone on for 30 seconds and that will probably give me like 50 cents or something. Check out Patreon and bye. Good night. Eat healthy. Thank you. I will. Bye. Ad incoming. There you go. Bye.